Hi, this is Alvin To from the Data Protection Excellence Network. 2023, we've seen a tremendous uptake of ChatGPT and AI in business. My question to you is, do you know what to look out for in deploying this to your organization? So let me just share with you, we've been doing a survey, an AI survey within SME startups and freelancers, and these are some of the findings. So organizations using ChatGPT, only a small percentage are officially implemented, and big number of them actually have no official stance but realize that people are using it. What's interesting is that many of them don't have a policy or are thinking of one but don't know how to go about it, right? So there's a disproportion in terms of governing the use of AI versus what actually is being used. And if you look at the data and kind of usage are vary across all stakeholders, right? And many of them are planning to use AI in 2023. So why the big wave? If you look at the MIT study, a big chunk of them see that the significant productivity increase in just using ChatGPT alone can't be ignored, right? This is actually very, very high, 40%, and quality improved by 20%, right? So if you would like our survey results that we have been looking at your industry, you can click on the link below and participate in that, and we will also send you a report once we have concluded the study as well. Okay, that's for the Singapore industry, and we're also doing it for ASEAN as well. So much been talked about ChatGPT. ChatGPT belongs to generative AI of artificial intelligence, right? This class of generative AI is different, where it's actually able to create new data or content that resembles the data that algorithm was trained on. And what we saw was text in ChatGPT, but there's generative AI in images and video, and also generative AI in audio and music and speech synthesis. So that is the multimodal capability of generative AI right now. Okay. Some examples that are being used in businesses is enable search and question answering. So not just search by keyword, but search by pure English sentences. Assist in business presentation and proposals, and create training and material just based on notes, right, on your curriculum. In the HR realm, people are using it for employee management, where you can evaluate performance, monitor well-being, even predict attrition rates. It can be used in the recruitment process to analyze tons of resumes and cover letters to identify key attributes of eligible candidates, right, saving you a lot of resources in terms of scanning. Chatbots for employee onboarding and answering employee questions. So that's already being developed heavily and adopted by HR. In marketing, you see improved personalization, where AI can analyze customer data, provide tailored and personalized experiences. It enhances segmentation, where you can look at patterns of behavior in your customer database, as well as targeting campaigns with greater accuracy. And you can use it to automate split testing in terms of sending out emails. So this usefulness of AI, where it's able to do end-to-end for marketing with better personalization, is seeing a lot of uptake in the marketing world. Other users could be summarizing, editing, and proofreading documents. We've seen number of free facilities that pop up. You can upload files, and then the AI ChatGPT can summarize it for you in perfect English, in bullet points. You can create improved, streamlined customer service support. You can draft legal documents and SOPs. Now, have you seen this capability where in the National Day speech in Singapore, the Prime Minister, when he drinks, it was a meme, right? That he actually can switch languages. So I tried it out in using AI.
இந்திய இரட்டை சகோதரரிடமிருந்து அனைவரையும் வரவேற்கிறோம். இந்த வீடியோவில் adult AI.
So this is me speaking in Tamil, and this is me speaking
Selamat datang semua. Saya adik kembar Alvin di Alamaya. Saya boleh bercakap pelbagai bahasa dalam video melalui AI.
So this is speaking in Malay. So I'm just showing the deep faking capabilities of AI right now, and this thing doesn't take me long to do. So my question to you is, what could this mean to your organization and key executives, where people can do deep fakes just based on their picture, and you can generate a voice and generate different texts, and looks convincing, doesn't take that very long. The impersonation of AI goes even further in social media. I can actually take your posting and look at your tonality and the words you use, and then ask ChatGPT to write a certain text based on the tone and the words you use, and then post it, and it sounds very real. Next, how long does it take for you to launch a business website? And I will show you. It can be done in minutes. Say I want to launch an accounting firm, right, based in Singapore. I call it Excellence Accountant SG, okay? And look at how fast it can generate now a 5-page website, right, where it's talking about He went ahead to talk about my mission statement, right? Even have testimonials here, my services description, meet my team, okay? Then also some statistics, compelling statistics, and then get a contact me form, and then also the map to my place. So all this done in minutes. The question to you is that, people can just launch competitive website to you or to your businesses very easily and very convincingly. Now we cover about privacy risks and concerns of AI. First, of course, is data breaches. The ones who are running these services, you want to be concerned when the AI systems are targeted and if they are holding any sort of confidential data of yours. Next, of course, if you actually have sensitive data, especially biometric data for facial recognition or any sort of biometric data, there's highly personally identifiable data, and using AI to do any sort of profiling, this will be something that you want to be very careful about, because AI can do wonderful things, but you're storing more and more personally identifiable data. Then if you actually did not get the right consent, you could be infringing on privacy and autonomy rights. Of course, the hackers can hack the AI systems, especially those decision-making ones, and then you don't really know whether your algorithm is compromised, right? And you could be storing a lot of data in there, for example. So how would you now protect yourself? Let me just look at 4 areas of risks, right? First is information hazards, where the AI itself, where the information it submit could be reused as training data and it can resurface. So for example, Samsung workers actually submitted their code into ChatGPT for it to verify and troubleshoot. Now, they did not know that the data they submit could be used for training by the AI engine. They submitted also the transcript of another meeting, of a sensitive meeting. Now that also went through the training database, because at that point in time there was no opt-out. Next, misinformation harms. AI itself actually has this tendency to hallucinate. It makes up facts, or what it thinks is facts, very convincingly. So much so that a lawyer used it for submitting a brief in the argument, and it cited 6 cases never existed. Even pointed to that it actually exists in LexisNexis. Upon verification and checking by the judge, it was found out that there was no such cases, and these lawyers are now in trouble for professional misconduct. Next, malicious users. Because it can create such deep fake and information that's so compelling, now you're already seeing firms doing for fraud, for example, right? This is an organizer of a party and trying to market, that there are these sort of people on the boat. And this image here is actually fake. People managed to see that it was actually digitally generated due to some signs that they can pick up. Can you see this image of a girl? It actually looks very realistic, and the generation since then has now become a lot more compelling. There will be bad actors who are going to use AI for misinformation or for fraud. Human and computer interaction harms, right, where you trusting it, and somebody may be using for even very vulnerable users, right? Or even privacy violation user, where they start to confess a lot of private information to the particular service. So for example, this one, right? A married father who was depressed spoke to an AI for 6 weeks, where he confirmed his fears, amplified some of his misgivings, and decided to take his life. The AI is not a consultant or a counselor, and this is something that we need to be very careful about what we market the services to be, and using the AI, because it can again sound very convincing like a human being. And I mentioned just now about submitting your data and it can be used for training, and that's what happened when ChatGPT launched. The regulators in Europe, for example, were very concerned, and particularly in Italy, they banned it and forced OpenAI to put better privacy controls. And one of it was actually this, right, that they allow you to opt out of anything that is submitted, including your chat history, would not be used for training, right? But how many of you users know this? So there are 3 categories of AI applications that you need to know. We actually have this in the course. Suffice to say, you need to be aware are the ones what we call the clone, right? Where it combines different technology and provides services, but you don't really know where the data is sitting. They especially submit data to be processed. So that means you need to be the next generation of an AI business professional who knows how to adopt, create value, deploy ethically, and responsibly use generative AI. Whether you're a compliance professional, governance professional, you want to be having skills of AI business professional. In terms of a scope of AI governance, you want to be looking at how you comply with policies, regulations, how do you inculcate a culture of responsible use, how do you now also curate lists of approved technology, do you know even how to evaluate them, what are the competency and capabilities needed. On the right side, you have the activities surrounding data, especially if you're using in Gen AI. Then in the middle, you're looking at managing such processes. Then the top, of course, number one is how do you govern such deployment and use. So we actually have different courses that we have already planned and rolling out. More importantly, I think I point you to the right, where it's AI Business Professional Certification. And it'll be useful for roles like the IT department, legal GRC department, HR department, and the data protection officer, for you guys to be up to speed on this so that you can make better choices in terms of putting up a guideline of what goes into proper use of Gen AI. And we're going to have a masterclass, actually, a full day with flying regulators, with flying key industry players, and Microsoft, one of our partners here. We'll be talking about the impact of Gen AI and also some of the technologies, cool technologies they're going to demonstrate. And we also provide sweet findings of generative AI and the survey I mentioned, what the industry is doing, and also the regulations both in EU as well in ASEAN, and what you should be looking out for, and IMDA's guidelines in Singapore, for example, and then talk about the skill sets needed. I mentioned just now AI professional course is $100, and we decided to bundle that into those who actually sign up for the masterclass. So actually it's worth more than a masterclass. For the first 100, we will throw in as a bonus. So you come for the 21st masterclass, and then you will get a bonus for this one for the inaugural 2 sessions. Okay, what will we cover in the AI Business Professional? We will look at the power of the Gen AI and hands-on sessions, for example, Copilot technology from Microsoft or other popular apps. Then we also look at the due diligence. How do you duty Gen AI apps? And then how do you govern such Gen AI apps? What considerations would you put into guidelines internally? If you want to take it further, we have also the advanced certificate where we go into prompt engineering, AI in business productivity, AI in digital marketing, AI in learning development. So this one will be over a period of 6 months, right, where you get advanced cert from SMU. I encourage you to join the Data Protection Excellence Network. We've been on a tear in terms of putting out content in AI because it's now rife in adoption and it's unregulated, also untempered in organization. It behooves us to understand what it is and allow the responsible and ethical rollout in organization so that you can enjoy the productivity increase but not put your company at risk. So join the discussions in DPEX Network, and I hope to see you there.